Hi everyone, today's topic is SDC constraint. In this, we mainly focus on one constraint which is create clock. In static timing analysis or timing analysis, the first and most important constraint we define is the clock. The timing analysis of the design depends on the clock because the setup and hold checks performs the related to the clock edges. Therefore, we must specify the clock information to the timing tool using the create clock constraint. According to timing analysis methodology, the clock definitions are provided as a part of external environment using SDC constraint. Basically, what is create clock? The create clock command is used to define the clock signals in the design. The command tells the timing analysis tool what is clock signal and what is clock source. The clock source is it can be a port of the design or pin of the cell in the design. Typically, that is a part of the clock generation logic. And the timing period of the clock. A clock is applied. Let's see the simple circuit example. Imagine the simple synchronous circuit where flip-flop 1 launches the data and logic process the data using combination logic, and flip-flop 2 captures the data. The STA tool must check whether the data can travel from flip-flop 1 to flip-flop 2 within the 1 clock period. To do this analysis, the tool must know the clock period, which is we are defining the create clock. For basic syntax of the clock is create clock, hyphen name of the clock and hyphen period and get ports of the clock. Here the create clock command used to define the clock, and name hyphen name used the name of the clock, and hyphen period is the clock period, how much will be the clock period, and get ports CLK is a clock port, which is clock is coming from that port. Okay. And what happens after creating the clock? Once the clock is defined, the tool performs the timing checks as a setup and hold checks. The setup check ensures the data reaches the clock before the next clock edge. In this, the total delay must be the less than clock period. And for the hold check, it ensures that data should not be changed immediately after the clock edge. This prevents the incorrect data capture. Basically, why create clock is important. Defining clocks correctly is critical because all timing analysis based on the clocks, setup and hold checks depends on clock edges. Timing reports are generated related to the clock period. If the clock defined incorrectly, the entire timing analysis becomes incorrect. In practical, we have seen that multiple clocks may exist and different blocks may run different type frequencies, and generated clocks may be also used to create the main clocks. To the first step, we STA always defining the primary clocks using the create clock. In summary, the create clock constraint defines the clock signal and its timing properties, which allows the static timing analysis tool to verify whether the design meets its timing requirement.